Good morning and welcome to conversion and units of measurement. Today we're going to go over the measurements units that are used within Australia. First we'll start with a bit of a brief history of units of measurements used here. So, why is there metric and imperial measurement in Australia? Answer: because Australia used to be part of the British Empire, and the British at that time used the imperial system. So it was only natural Australia did the same thing. As most of the world started moving to the metric system, as it is an easier system to learn and use. Australia did the same thing starting in about 1970. Measurements for length. In imperial we have inch, foot or feet, yard and mile. In metric we have millimeters, centimeters, meters and kilometers. Length conversion. Length conversion, quite often we have to take centimeters to millimeters before we can go to inch. So as we can see, 2.5 centimeters equals 25 millimeters or 1 inch. 30 centimeters equals 300 mil, which equals 1 foot. Or 90 centimeters equals 900 millimeters, which is the same as 1 yard. Or 1600 meters equals 1.6 kilometers, which equals 1 mile. If you're just using imperial, 12 inches equals 1 foot, 3 foot equals 1 yard, 1760 yards equals 1 mile. Length quiz. How many centimeters in 8 inches? Or it can be put how many millimeters in 8 inches. Quiz answer. There is 8 inches in 20 centimeters, or what is used most commonly in the workshop would be 8 inches equals 200 millimeters. Measurements for weight. In imperial we have ounce, pounds and stones. In metric we have grams, kilograms and ton. Weight conversion. Imperial to metric. 1 ounce equals 25 grams. 1 pound equals 450 grams. 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. That's a big one we use. 1 stone equals 7 kilograms. We don't use this so much in Australia anymore. And 2,240 pounds equals 1 tonne. As we use metric mainly in Australia, we've got metric to metric conversion. So we've got 1,000 grams equal 1 kilogram, or 1,000 kilograms equal 1 tonne. There's a lot of different tons too. In imperial you have short and long tons. In metric we've just got 1 metric ton. So we're going to stick with that for the ease of it in this video. Weight quiz. How many pounds in 5 kilos? Quiz answer. There are about 11 pounds in 5 kilograms. The answer can also be worked out as shown below. 2.2 pounds equal 1 kilogram. 2.2 pounds times by 5 kilograms equals roughly 11 pounds. It's a little more, but for this video I have rounded back down. Volume measurement. Imperial, we have fluid ounces, pints, quarts and gallons. In metric, we have millimeters, centiliters and liters. Centiliters doesn't really get used, so I'm going to leave that out of this video. Volume conversion. Imperial to metric. 1 milliliter equals 0.0351 ounces. 1 ounce equals 28.4131 milliliters. 1 litre equals 1.75 pints. 1 pint equals 0.568 litres. 1 litre equals 0.2199 gallons. Or the big one that's probably used mainly in Australia if you're mixing fuel and different stuff is 1 gallon equals 4.5 litres. We'll have a little bit more on that later. And in metric, so metric to metric, we've got 1,000 millilitres equals 1 litre. And 1000 centiliters equals 1 liter. But as I said before, we don't really use centiliters too often. Quiz, how many liters in 2 gallons? So if you see people fueling up their jerry cans, usually the red ones at the fuel station and not, this can give us a hint. Quiz answer, there is roughly 9 liters in 2 gallons. As we see with this red jerry can on the right, it's either what they call a 10 litre jerry can or a 2 gallon jerry can. Recap of measurement conversion. In length, we have metric, 1 millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Imperial, we have inches, feet, yards, and miles. In weight, metric, we have milligrams, grams, kilograms, and 1 metric ton. Imperial, we have ounces, pounds, stones. And volume, we have in metric 1 milliliter, 1 liter. In imperial, we've got fluid ounces, quarts, pints, or gallons. Where do you think we can use these measurement conversions in the workshop? One area of use would be reading a steel rule with both metric and imperial measurement length measurements or on a tape measure. I hope everyone learned something today and had fun. See you next time.